Winning cures everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Welcome in, Winning Cures Everything. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And today is Friday, October the 2nd. We've got a lot to discuss. I've got my Cubs hat on for our boy Terry. I don't know what's happening because they broke in with breaking news, but we will discuss it momentarily once we get some scores and all that stuff. We'll actually talk baseball today. We'll go over a lot of stuff today. We got football to talk about, man. Lots to do. WinningCuresEverything.com is the website. If you would do us a favor, go over there. You can check out all of our picks, previews, podcasts, videos, social media platforms, etc. If you are watching the show live, you can be a part of the conversation. Just jump into that chat box, whatever platform you are on, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook. All of those will populate right there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You can help drive the conversation. So with that, we will go ahead and tell you as well about our college football coverage that's over at sportsbookreview.com, or the best way to get it, sbrpicks.com/NCAAF. Go ahead and knock that bad boy out. That's got all of our articles, etc. We will be live tomorrow morning on the Sportsbook Review YouTube page going over the closing lines for Week 5. We've got a lot of good matchups tomorrow: Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Texas A&M. LSU gets to bounce back. They're facing Vandy as a 20-point favorite. So we got lots to talk about tomorrow. SEC football is back for the weekend, and I am pumped up about it. Chris, we got some football tonight. We got Louisiana Tech going to BYU.
That's right.
Did you see the line on that thing?
Big number.
It's up to 24.5 right now.
Big number.
I've already got 2 different bets in on Louisiana Tech. I might lose them, but
big number.
But that's just so many. Everything that I have seen, that freaking line should be closer to like 14. I can't. I don't know. I don't understand it. But either way, I will take the opportunity. I will take the bet, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and dive into the show. And we watched Thursday Night Football last night. The Broncos get a big-time win with their undrafted third-string quarterback. What was his name? Brett Rippon?
Yeah.
We saw him play at Boise State. He was pretty good in college. I'm a little surprised, I guess, that he was able to come out with the win. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions typically will not get you a W, especially on the road. But that just goes and tells you exactly how putrid the Jets actually are. McKinnon said, "Happy Friday, gents. Damn, it feels good to be back." That's what I'm talking about, McKinnon. Glad you are back stateside, of course. And Terry said, "You can take that hat off." The Cubs gave it up. We're done. Yeah, I just saw
It's final.
It's final. So, hat off. Sorry about you, buddies, Terry. We were pulling for them. I had the hat on since the 5th inning. So, we'll see. We're going to talk baseball at the end of this. But right now, it is NFL football that we are discussing. James says, "Hey, guys, big question. Should I hammer Alabama minus 3 first half against Texas A&M? There is no way that you got a minus 3 first half line. Like, if you can find minus 3, absolutely. But good gracious. We'll tell you in the morning for sure about Texas A&M, Alabama. But, man, if you can find minus 3, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Because I don't know where in the world you could possibly get that. I saw it at like minus 10. Oh, he said, "I'm going to teaser 7 point." Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, but then you'd have to hammer it with something else. Let's talk about the Broncos. The Broncos scored 37 points last night, Chris. You and I both were kind of shocked by that. You took the Broncos, but this was a game that the Jets never should have even been in. Like, had Rippon not thrown the interceptions, the pick 6, whatever, that set them up, the Jets may have not scored. They may have scored, 13 points total. What in the world is going on, one, with the Jets? Because I'm kind of surprised Gase hasn't already been fired. But
so a lot of what I'm hearing out of what I listened to today from folks that follow the Jets and cover them is they don't really know that there's anybody in that locker room that they trust to take over the team. So that has a lot to do with, does it matter firing him now or firing him later if we don't really have anybody else to take the job that we think is capable or competent? So
that means no Greg Williams, right? Like they are out on Greg Williams.
So I want to get into that. Okay. So first off, let's talk about the game. I want to talk about the game. We'll get back to Greg Williams. We'll get back to the Jets. I thought the game was actually pretty entertaining. Now it was as entertaining as it can be with two just putrid football teams.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Broncos are going to beat anybody else this year unless they catch somebody sleeping in Mile High that just isn't prepared for the altitude. And that's it. I mean, really, that's a team that the injuries have destroyed them. Where I saw some shining lights were, I think Rippon looked good. He looked capable. He turned the ball over a little bit a couple of times, made some bad throws. One of the turnovers was trying to throw the ball away, and the DB actually just really made a hell of a move on the ball.
Oh yeah.
So I don't fault him for that so much. I think the fact, because I'm not, you know me, I'm not sold on Drew Lock. Okay, I don't believe that he's the second coming of anything special. I don't know that Rippon looked any different than Drew Lock. That tells me they might have an OC on their hands that's pretty malleable and can kind of work with anybody. That is valuable right there. That's very valuable.
And it's
they
Pat
have
Shurmur,
a ton of other offensive weapons that I trust and I like a lot. And so it's one of those things where can they build off of that when they get these guys healthy, and what does that look like? You know, and it's probably next season. Most of these injuries are not things that are going to go by the wayside anytime soon. But you know, I think this team has a little bit of a future. I think Melvin Gordon looks really good running the football. That line's not great, but he found real good holes. And he made some splashes last night. Judy, we obviously saw, was a freak and made some big time plays.
Yes, he did.
The problems that I saw last night for the Broncos side were defense. That's the worst tackling football team I've ever seen in my life. Sam Darnold is no Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Okay. He is not. All right. And for Sam Darnold to run for 40 something yards down the football field, three guys get two hands on him, and he rips through all of those shitty ass tackles.
Yes.
To score a touchdown. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that at all.
Me either. The ghost sack was definitely something to witness, where it looked like Darnold at one point was tackled by air. I guess.
Yeah, it's just the turf monster got him.
Let's see, Terry.
And the league has been talking about how that turf's not a problem. Bullshit, it ain't a problem.
No, it's that stadium has got major league problems.
That is a $2 billion. You remember Jerry World was $1 billion. I said that is a $2 billion stadium.
Oh yeah, no, it certainly is. Terry asked if we're doing the pick'em board this week. So I can't. I've been working on it. I tried to get it done this week. I cannot get the stupid when I test it, it's not working correctly. So I'm having to actually write a script that will collect everybody's picks and whatnot, like I've done over the years. So it's not working right. The one that I had last year, for whatever reason, isn't doing. But so I'm still working on it. I will get it posted. So anyway, it won't be this week. If we have it, it will come out probably Monday or Tuesday. More than likely Tuesday after Monday Night Football. So.
All right. Can I get back to the Jets now? Let's finish up with them.
This is they are.
And why Adam Gase isn't being fired right now is because nobody else in that locker room is just worth a damn to even call an interim coach. So let's get to Greg Williams and this son of a bitch right here.
Okay, so let me ask this question. The end of that, well, not just the end of the game, but just like the game period, but especially the end. Do you think that cost him a shot to get the interim job for the rest of the season?
I think that cost him a shot to ever be a DC again, because once Adam Gase gets fired, this is going to all get cleaned out. I don't know that he finds another home. I wonder if Goodell, and I know collusion is not okay, but we know collusion happens. I wonder if Goodell sends out a little wink, wink, nod, nod to all the owners saying, you touch this fucking guy and I will end you.
Yeah.
He is a grade A piece of shit. And here's my disappointment from last night. Okay. I watched that game. I see the piece of trash of an individual that he is. All right. And I remember back just 2 years ago when my friends, people that I call friends and I think are good people and are close and they follow football really closely in Cleveland, thought this guy was head coaching material. And I told all of them, you're insane. You're just insane if you think you want to hand the keys to your franchise to that son of a bitch right there. No way, no how I would ever trust him. I wouldn't have trusted him with the interim job, which he ended up looking like a genius. I have no idea how any of that worked out, but I'm telling you, it was all fraudulent. And that guy is the biggest piece of trash in the NFL. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not close.
No, it certainly was.
My greatest disgrace is that Cleveland had him as a head coach for a short period of time, and people wanted him to get the full-time job.
It amazes me that he continues to do stuff like this, right? Like Terry said, no, the Marlins are a grade A piece of shit, and they beat the Cubs. Damn it, Cubs are going to kill me. Like, you're used to losing, Terry. It's okay. You'll be back next year. This is a bullshit season anyway. So, with Greg Williams, I don't understand. Like, he has to know. Everybody that is involved in this sport has to understand that you're not going to be able to blame it on the players every time. You're not going to be able to blame it on anybody else. It is always going to come back to you. At some point, you have to grab those guys and tell them, quit hitting people after the whistle.
He practices it. He coaches it.
Yes.
You either coach it or you either teach it or you allow it to happen.
And this is the thing. The NFL is trying to get away from being the complete meathead league, which we're going to talk about another meathead here in a minute. But you're trying to get that out of the sport because we've got too many guys hurt already. Like, hurting guys at the end of the game does nothing. Like, you're not going to have to play the Broncos again. So what is the purpose of sending your guys in on dirty hits? Like, I don't understand it has followed him. Like, I don't get why he would think at this point, and I understand that some guys just live in the past, right? And it's all about how you got to kill the guy across from you. That's not how the game is played.
Some Tigers don't change their stripes, Gary. Some of them just do not.
I guess not.
There's not an amount of discipline. There's nothing you can do to make some men change who they are.
It's absolutely insane. It's insane.
He is a piece of trash human being that brings zero value to society at all. At all.
Yeah.
He's a taxpayer. That's it. That's the list.
I was shocked watching the game last night. I mean, just shocked. I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was, so it is what it is. You ready to jump off that one?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Sam Darnold. Flashes or is it just time?
Well, excuse me. I don't think you go to Flacco.
No, not Flacco. I'm saying you ride this out this season, and then are we pretty convinced that the Jets are going to have to get a new quarterback? They're going to have to get a new everything. But
if you have a top 3 pick next year, which I'm assuming they're going to, then yes, you take one of those 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's 100% the answer. The problem is whoever you take, you're going to damn that person's career forever.
Yeah.
Because nobody's walking into that locker room and taking it over.
Unless you can get a competent head coach the same way that, we think Washington did.
It's going to take a complete rebuild, though. You need a lot more than a quarterback. Therein lies the problem.
Yes, you are correct.
The one thing you could do is if you get the number 1 pick, if you can get anybody to ever give you a king's ransom for it, then you sell it. Because while you need Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or Lance, you need so much more than that.
Yeah,
and they're not going to be they're not going to be the last great quarterbacks to ever come out.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to win with them if you don't have a line to protect them, a defense that can, stay, get them off the field, all that kind of, like, it's going to be an issue. Let's see. Okay, McKinnon said, okay, good. I'm not the only one noticing freezing and severe lag. Yeah, I mean, we're lagging a little bit, but it's all right. It's just internet, baby. That's all it is. Let's move on. Let's talk about some college football issues that I've got. Utah State head coach Gary Anderson, best known as the guy that quit in the middle of the season at Oregon State because he just couldn't do it anymore. He said that he told them that if he could not win, that he would quit. Well, he quit like 5 games into a season in just his second year. Said he can't recruit there, he can't do whatever, and now Jonathan Smith is making him look like a moron. Gary Anderson was also at Wisconsin. He was the coach that lost 59-0 in the Big Ten championship game. Gary Anderson said that there will be no opt-outs for his players whatsoever this season. It is not allowed. This is the quote. At least in our program, we don't have an opt-out, and it's not an option. If you opt out, you're not with us. That is surprising, if only because the NCAA made it a rule this offseason. They said that any player that wants to opt out can, and the school cannot take their scholarship away from them, and they will not take away a year of eligibility. So, this guy is a complete buffoon.
Yes. Yes. No, this is a fireable offense. If I'm the administration at Utah State, I walk in the door and I kind of think I get to fire him for cause.
I think so.
I would have my attorneys on the phone and I would say, listen, we have a mandate from the NCAA saying this. We as the Board of Governors believe this. And we all want that. And he just went out and publicly defied everything we've been working for and towards. We would like to move on from him and would like to pay him nothing. I think there's some attorneys out there that are going to help them do that.
Oh, yes. You will absolutely be able to get that done. Like, I think so. I don't see any issue there with
this is not firing him for wins and losses. This is firing him for irreparable harm that he could have done to the university.
Yeah. I mean, this is insane. So Terry told us that the audio stopped working, that audio was working, and now the screens are frozen. So we're having apparently issues, but I'm showing no drop frames or dropped audio on this side. So I
think it's Facebook. So I was watching live on Facebook. My Facebook went down. I went switch over to YouTube, and YouTube's fine.
Okay.
So that is a Facebook thing, not an us thing.
And I'll send it out to everybody if they can't hear us. Go to another platform.
YouTube is working.
So
I don't know what the hell Twitch is. I'm not trying that.
No worries. I know that Periscope is working as well. I've got it pulled up over here just to make sure.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is absolutely a fireable offense. I cannot believe that he would do it. So John Canzano shared it out. The Salt Lake Tribune Sports is the one that came out and said it. It said, as college football gears up in the Pac-12 and Mountain West, there will likely be players who opt out because of COVID-19 concerns, which really big defensive back for Stanford, who was expected to be a first-rounder, he opted out yesterday. But he said most schools are allowing players to take that option if needed. One, Utah State is apparently not. And then it does like a full deep dive into it. But it is just, it's insane. It's just nuts. I don't understand what the issue is. Who knows? Who knows? Why would you even come at this stand? Because this year doesn't matter. Like in the Mountain West, they're playing what? At most 8 games? I think it's 7 games.
Yeah, I don't. Excuse me. I don't know what it matters. I don't really know how good they're going to be, and I'm kind of curious. Did you just shoot yourself in the foot? Does he have any opt-outs?
I don't think so.
So, if nobody has chosen to opt out, why would you say this?
I don't know, because there's no way it could possibly help recruiting.
No.
This is an ongoing thing nowadays where if guys want to, if guys need to take a little time for themselves for mental health or for whatever else, they should be able to do that because, again, this is a sport. Now, yes, you are together in a team and you're wanting to be there for the other guys on the team, right? That's the typical portion of this, but there are other reasons why. If you've got a personal issue, if you've got a parent that is not doing well, you got all these different things going on, you should be able to take time away from the sport and not feel like you are giving up your spot, that you are, giving up on the team, etc. You have things as an individual that you need to take care of. Times have changed. This is not the 1970s anymore.
And nobody's saying you're guaranteed your starting spot back. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah,
you're just guaranteed your place on the team. We can't kick you off. We can't take your eligibility, and we can't take your scholarship.
Yes. I mean,
I don't understand what the hell he's doing.
Me either.
I mean, you're right though. We're dealing with two in the last 24 hours. There are two muscle-bound head coaches that just are still living in the damn Stone Ages.
Yes.
And I don't understand how the hell we get here.
I don't either. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why he would come out and say it. It serves absolutely zero purpose. And that's my issue with it. If you're wanting to sound tough, that's cool, I guess. But
I don't understand that.
Yeah, because it doesn't help you in any way.
You want to sound tough? Wake up, put 3 plates on the board, throw it up, and whoop a man's ass. That's what Coach O does to sound tough, okay? Yeah. And people think he's tough, all right? Go to Coach Boom. He's got veins popping out of his forehead as he's losing his damn mind, all right? And we think those guys are tough. We just think you're a moron.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So I just had to get that off my chest. Because I saw the headline today, and I was like, this makes no sense. Like, what are we doing here? So
I'm trying to figure out, like, if this was said by somebody playing at a big school that's, like, competing for something real, like a true chance at a national championship, how would this be taken? And because that person actually has something to lose. That team actually has something to lose by somebody opting out. Somebody opting out at Utah State this year that might get 6 games of a half-ass season in. You're willing to put your career and reputation on the line for this?
I wouldn't be willing to die on that hill.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Forget the fact that I think what you're saying is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Even if I agreed with you, I would still think, this ain't the year to pick that fight.
No, not in the slightest.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
So Terry jumped in on the comments. He said, that comment is effed up. Why would a coach say that? What about the kids with a health problem or a parent or roommate with something that can make it worse? Why would you even say it? Yeah, that's the point. Like,
I just don't get it.
It does not help your program.
The only thing I think of is he has a few players that were considering opting out, and he's quote unquote sending a message to those kids. I don't know. It's weird.
It's really strange.
It's moronic is what it is. I mean, he's an idiot.
With everything that I have talked about before with Gary Anderson, I mean, this guy, he left his job at Wisconsin. Yeah. That was a pretty good job, but he left his job at Wisconsin to take the Oregon State job. Now, he was in no danger of being fired at Wisconsin. He actually had pretty good records there.
Yeah, that blowout game happened at the Big 10 championship,
and that was the year before he ended up leaving to take the Oregon State job. He left because he said that his assistants were not getting paid enough, which is a great hill to die on, etc.
I would say Brett Bielema left before that as well for the exact same reason, by the way. So Wisconsin has a history of being cheap as hell.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, Brett stuck around for 5 years.
Oh yeah, no, he was there for a while before he left.
Gary Anderson quit on those kids after 2 seasons.
And then he went to Oregon and he shit the bed all over that place.
And he was there for a year and a half. He left in the middle of the second season.
In the middle of the season. You talk about quitting. This is why I don't understand when coaches talk about kids transferring and they call them quitters. This is no different than any other coach calling a kid quitter when they transfer out. It infuriates me. It enrages me. These coaches can leave at the drop of a hat, and nobody criticizes them at all, except for, do we think the next job they took is better than the previous job? But we never ask that about the kid. We just call them a damn quitter. And I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my stance on this,
you hypocritic piece of shit.
Over the last, I'd say 15 years, my stance on this has completely flipped because I had always heard it as, oh, well, he's just a quitter if he's transferring. Oh, he doesn't like his situation. Well, suck it up, Buttercup. All that kind of crap. And now, today's climate is a little different. Not a little different. It's a hell of a lot different than it was before. You got to learn to keep up with the times. I think
that past climate was no different. I think we saw it differently because we were more connected to these kids. And now we're older and we realize this is a pretty shitty deal for them.
Yeah.
They should be able to do whatever the hell they want.
Yes, you are correct about that. Let's move back into the NFL for a little bit. And we're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The game was postponed for this weekend. We thought maybe we might be able to get a Monday afternoon game because the game was going to be on CBS, and they were talking about putting it at the 4:30 Eastern time window, which would be fantastic because it's the end of the workday. You can kick your feet back a little bit. A lot of people are working from home. You could just sit back and watch football from 3:30 Central all the way through Monday Night Football. That would have been fantastic. And then it was like, well, maybe you can have your own national window on Tuesday, right? All right, we'll do Tuesday. Teams play Sunday and Thursday all the time. It's only 5 days. We can make it work, whatever. And then the Titans, every single day since then, have had somebody else test positive for COVID. It has become an issue. The NFLPA and the NFL are both in Nashville trying to figure out, one, was this something that was or something that was avoidable? Or two, exactly what in the hell is going on? Like, why in the world do we have so many people inside of this team now, even though the facility has been shut down? Why are we having new guys test positive every single day, right? They're trying to figure everything out. But the game, from what I understand, has been moved to week 7. So it will now be the end of the 3-game homestand for the Titans. And it looks like it's probably going to be better for the Titans at this point because they should have A.J. Brown back. They should have, other guys that have been injured. Taylor Lewan looked like he was not going to play this week. He'll probably be back by week 7. So this will help out the Titans, but it changes around the schedule, and now the Steelers do not get a bye week before the Ravens game. And now the Ravens have to switch their bye week from week 8 back to week 7. So the Ravens get a bye week before the Steelers. The Steelers do not get a bye week before the Ravens. So that could be a little weird. And this is the earliest that any team will have had a bye week in, is it ever?
Well, yeah, they always play 4 games. The bye week start week 5. So they're just getting a bye week 1 week early.
So they get a bye week in week 4.
4.
And now, so it's just 1 week earlier, but this means that both of these teams are going to have to play 13 straight games. Whew, that is something. Now, I do have a feeling that this will not be the only game that gets canceled because of COVID-19, or not canceled, but postponed. And everything that has come out has said that the NFL has got hotels and everything else and the facility booked for the Super Bowl all the way, and it's in Tampa this year. Terry jumped in. He said Titans got so much COVID they gave it to Trump. Jesus. And he said these guys are out there risking their lives. Jeez. So the Super Bowl can be pushed back up to a month.
Yep.
You have a feeling that the Super Bowl is probably going to be played like towards the end of February this year?
No, I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll figure this thing out. Yeah. I think the later the season goes on, we'll be okay. Now, this is one thing that was interesting that I heard today. Hang on, I'm about to cough. Done. Is the league is doing something that the other sports leagues did not do, which is saying, it is your responsibility as members of this team to keep yourself COVID free. And so we are going to kind of give you one pass. They started with the fines for not wearing the mask and all that stuff, but now, like the Titans have it. If it continues, they're talking about discipline, not just fines, but starting to take draft picks from franchises.
Ooh, okay. No, I had not heard that.
Absolutely. They want you to take this shit seriously.
And I can understand it. There's a lot of money at stake here. So now I will say this. I don't think any of the TV partners will be upset with this at all if they end up moving the Super Bowl back, right? Because that just means more weekends of football. You know, you may not have as many games, but you will have football on for 20-some-odd weeks.
Yep.
Like
no, the
playoffs,
TV partners won't care at all.
Yeah, I don't think they will care whatsoever, but I do think that the NFL is saying, okay, like, this is ridiculous. We need to get this together. You guys got to take this seriously. Terry said it happened in the MLB early in the season. They figured it out and are finishing. I'm sure the NFL will do a better job than Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is going to let fans in to their little bubbles for the NLCS and the World Series. The CS, the Championship Series is and the World Series. So, you know, I mean, Major League Baseball got it figured out. It took a little while, and they did have teams that did not play as many games as some of the other ones.
One of those teams just beat the Cubs.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And the Cardinals are playing this evening. So, you know, Damien said, can somebody please explain why did the Ravens have to change their bye week because of this?
Because I think the Ravens were scheduled to play the Titans that day, and so it was easy to say.
Well, no, because the Ravens had a bye week the week before they were supposed to play, or the week they were supposed to play in week 8, I guess it was. What in the world was it? Hold on, let me look this up because it's really strange.
It was the only way to fit the schedule because it was going to affect the Ravens-Steelers game or the Ravens-Titans game.
The Steelers-Ravens were supposed to play in Week 7, but the Ravens and Steelers both had a bye week in Week 8. So I messed that up to begin with. So basically now the Ravens' bye week would be moved to the 7th, so the Ravens do get a bye before
because that was the Titans' bye week.
Yes. So it all ends up fitting. Like, the fact that there were only 3 teams affected by this, kind of not that big of a deal. And you only had to move one other team 1 week.
Yeah, one team, and it's just a bye week up 1 week.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That affects nothing.
Yep, it is not bad at all. The only other way to do this would be to just tack it on at the end of the season. And why would we do that when we can just do this?
You don't want to do that because then any playoff teams that are like kind of catching in stride, you're now saying if you got a bye week, let's say you're one of the 1 seeds, you're now going to go 2 weeks without playing football.
Yeah.
And we have a history of that not being good.
Damien said NFL MLB is stupid. Well,
all right.
I like baseball and I like football as well. You know what? I like sports, period. So is what it is. Hey, let's go ahead and talk about Major League Baseball right quick. We can dive into that to close out the show today because it is a wonderful Freaky Friday. Everybody remember, of course, like the video, share it out, tell your friends about it, all that good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed at all the different platforms that you need to be. And we are going to be live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central, God's time zone. We will be talking about all the college football closing lines. We're going to be discussing the biggest games. We're going to let you guys jump in with a Q&A on whatever games you guys want to talk about because I have gone over all of them. I have every pick. I'm going 36-0 tomorrow. I feel fantastic about it. So, Damien said, I mean for not having the bubble. He said the NFL should have a bubble.
You just can't. It's too big.
Yeah, I think it's
just too big of a machine.
Yep, I think it's too much. So Major League Baseball playoffs. Now, this is what we have got so far. We've got one series that is still waiting to be decided. That will be this evening between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. And I'm a little surprised that the Cardinals even got a game out of this because I thought the Padres were just going to kind of walk to a series with the Dodgers. But these are the series that we have set up right now for the final 8. You've got the Yankees and the Rays. Seems like it could be a pretty good series. You got the Yankees and Yankees and Rays, and then Astros and A's. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Whatever. And the Astros are getting a little chesty, aren't they? Have you seen all the comments coming out about them? Like, nobody wanted us here.
Nobody wanted them there. Nothing they're saying is untrue.
I mean, you are correct. You are correct, but, man, if they were not already unlikable, which I know they were.
But the biggest thing is no one's going to feel sorry for you, so just embrace it. Just lean into it.
Like, just go full heel. Just
be the heel. Just be the bad guy. Be the heel. That's fine.
Let's see. Terry said, let's do it. I hope you got Mississippi State winning tomorrow. I think they'll win. I don't know if they'll
He's got one loser, but that's fine. I'm sure I have many more than if he's betting all 36.
Yep. We will see. I don't even know if it's 36 games. It's something, though. McKinnon said, "Let's go Cards." Hey, yeah, I would like for the Cards to win tonight, but I'd also like to. I'd like
the
to keep
Padres
watching.
bats got hot last night, and it's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
Tatis,
They were cold. They were cold week game one, and they were asleep for half of the game yesterday. And Tatis to pimp that home run like I've never seen somebody pimp a home run in my life.
That bat flip was something.
Ball game. It was ball game after that.
The Dodgers will face the winner of the Padres and the Cards, and Miami won the series over the Cubs in 2 games, and Atlanta swept the Reds. So, which, by the way, watching Trevor Bauer pitch, maybe one of my favorite things to do on this planet. That guy is something else, man. You want to talk about a character. I mean, he is – I've watched him probably 4 times this year. And I don't know that he pitched a whole lot more than that, but –
He did. He got all his starts in. He didn't miss any.
Well, he is about as entertaining of a pitcher as there is to watch. He's something else.
He's my favorite pitcher in baseball right now. It's not close. And he's one of my favorite players in baseball.
McKinnon jumped in and said, anyone want to bet that Gary has Auburn losing? Yes, I do. They're playing at Georgia.
And he's going to lose that bet.
And if y'all think that, that's fine. There is nothing that points to that. But
that's because you keep looking in the past.
Well, it's not just the past. It's also the current
But
team.
you're not looking last week. You just looked at just like years back. But no one gives a shit about years back. We
will discuss that even more on tomorrow morning's show. This is a little preview of what we're going to get into because that is the biggest game of the day. So with these series set up in Major League Baseball, so the Rays are the number 1 seed, but I would imagine that, and Siri heard me bringing up Major League Baseball, so she's over here talking to me. I have to imagine that the Yankees are going to get through this next series, and I hope that the A's get through against the Astros. Do you see this the same way, or are you seeing something completely different?
I want the Rays to win. As much as I hate Alabama, there's no team in the world that I hate more than the New York Yankees.
Well, of course. I mean, you're a Red Sox fan. I understand that. So, but do you think it will at least be a close series?
Well, yes. I think both of those teams are very good.
Yes, indeed.
Sadly.
The Astros, I was a little shocked. I shouldn't have been because the Twins have lost 18 consecutive playoff games, so maybe we shouldn't have worried about this. I don't like the Astros this year. They haven't been hitting. They got through these 2 games, but I like the A's a lot, even though the A's had not won a playoff series since, the Reagan administration?
It's been a while.
It had been a long, long time.
Been a while.
So I'd like to see the A's. Now, I would like to see the Yankees, but if it's the Rays, I'm totally fine with that too. It does not bother me, but I'd like to see the A's get in there just for old time's sake, whatever. On the other side, in the National League, you got the Dodgers and the winner of the Cards and the Padres, which I would have to imagine would be the Padres, but at this point, who knows? Winner take all, last game. Terry said everybody hates the Yankees. Our boy Zach is a massive Yankees fan. So,
well, that's fine. He can be wrong.
Yeah, typically I would call him a bandwagoner, but he's been that way since we were 12. So
yeah, but they've been amazing since he was 12.
Yeah. So I mean, so if he's a bandwagoner, then he's just been.
If he started liking them from like 2005 till now, then I can say he's not a bandwagoner because it's been like 15 years since they won a World Series. But anytime between that, other than that window, yeah, he's a bandwagoner.
Okay, I mean, I would say that like 25 years is a pretty long time to like somebody, but either way.
Well, if they sucked when he started liking them, then we'd have a different question about it. He started liking them because they were great when he was 12.
You're probably right. Dodgers, I would have to imagine the Dodgers look like the best team in baseball. Like, to me.
Okay.
Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I know that you like the Padres. I know you like the Padres.
I like the Padres. I think if the Padres get through tonight, they beat the Dodgers. If the Cardinals get through tonight, I think the Dodgers win.
Okay. And
I think little brother is tired of being picked on for a long, long time.
Well, I will say that the Padres and the Dodgers are.
You're going to get 30 years of frustration beating the hell out of those boys.
You might be right. And with that, we've also got the Marlins and the Braves.
That's not going to be close.
I would imagine Braves, right?
Yeah, Braves are going to kill them. Braves it could sweep all 3 games.
Well, I hope you're right. It'd be really nice to see the Braves back in the NLCS. I would like to see that. So if we've got, Braves and either Padres or Dodgers and A's and either Rays or Yankees, I mean, who's our World Series matchup here? Who do you think?
If I could pick my matchup that I want, I would pick I would pick the Padres and the Astros. But that's
Padres
me.
and the Astros?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Because I like the Astros.
I had not realized that. I don't guess we talked about it.
You don't remember when the whole cheating scandal happened?
Well, I remember you talking about it. I
talked about how be real careful calling people cheaters because every other team cheats.
Yeah. I do remember that. I didn't imagine that you would want the Astros in the World Series again.
The Astros were my World Series pick.
That's right, before the season started. That's right. I had the Braves winning it over on the SBR roundtable that we did. So I thought that the Braves would end up winning this thing because it's a different kind of format. So Joseph Gomez said Yankees fan since the 80s was happy to have Ricky Henderson in his 50s on the team. Damian said, how funny would it be if Miami or the Cardinals wins the World Series after their COVID situations? That would be kind of funny.
Play 15 games less than everybody else, and it's amazing how fresh you are at the end of the year when everybody else is tired.
No, you got a valid point there. I would love to see the Braves win it.
No, I would like to see the Braves win it. I would like to see the Padres win it. I'd love to see the Padres win it. I'd love to see the A's win it.
Yes.
So, I mean, you want me to give you a ranking of how I would like it to happen? I would like Padres, A's, Astros. I don't know. Braves probably after that.
That's it. Yeah, mine would be Braves, Dodgers, I guess. So, hold on.
No.
I would like Braves. I would like Dodgers just because they haven't won it. They haven't won it in forever.
Who gives a shit?
Terry said not the Cards.
Spend more money than everybody else in the world.
Not the Cards because if they win, I'd owe my father-in-law $50 on a bet we made at the beginning of the season.
No, the Cardinals can't win.
I don't think the Cardinals going to win.
They're not that good.
But it would still be funny. Like you might be $50 cheaper in the wallet, but it'd still be funny to see. I mean, good gracious. But yeah, I'd love to see the Braves. I'd love to see the A's do it because it's been forever, But
if you would like to see the Dodgers do it more than the A's or the Padres, you're an asshole. You're just an asshole.
You might be right. I'll go Braves, A's. Man, I might go Padres. I think I'd like to see the Padres win it because they never got one with Tony Gwynn.
Fun team to watch in baseball, and there's no denying that.
Yes.
They're the most fun team to watch in all of baseball.
I will say this: I don't care anything about the Yankees. I don't care anything about the Astros. I don't care anything about the Rays, and I don't care anything about the Marlins. So
I'm okay with that. Yes.
Anybody else, I'm kind of good with.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Put the Dodgers in that conversation. We're fine.
Terry said $50 loss is never funny, Gary. I mean, it depends on what the situation is.
It's just another hour of work, Terry. You'll be all right.
You'll be
Catch a nap on that couch. You'll be fine.
There you go. All right. Is there anything else we need to hit on?
No, let's get out of here.
Let's do that. We hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Of course, do us a favor. Go over to winningcureseverything.com. All the picks, previews, podcasts, videos, and social media platforms, of course, are listed there. And make sure that you follow us over at SBR, sbrpicks.com/NCAAF. Both of our articles are up for the week, giving out our picks for this weekend's games. And we're going live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Sportsbook Review YouTube page. Check it out. I will be on with ESPN Chicago tomorrow morning at about 9:30-ish, and that's 9:30 Central Time. So if anybody is in Chicago, whatever, tune in, hang out. Myself, Jonathan Hood, and whoever the other guys are. I forget the names already. I know it's ridiculous.
It's a hell of a promo there.
No, either way.
I'm on with some guys.
ESPN Chicago, ESPN 1000 in Chicago at 9:30 a.m. right before I jump in with Chris on the SBR show. But we will be going live on the SBR show. Everybody can listen to that, and it's going to be a damn good time. Chris, if there is nothing else, we hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you all make thousands upon thousands of dollars on your bets. We hope the best for all of them. Come in and hang out with us tomorrow morning, Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice